Yamamoto against these Giants last weekend. 1 hit over 7 innings. That was after he fell 1 out shy of the no-hitter against Baltimore. Gave up a run in the first inning against the Giants and then proceeded to retire 20 in a row. He's faced him 3 times this year, and this is what he's used.
It is not an exaggeration to say he is the ace of the Dodger staff, and he is on a roll right now. The fastball, the splitter, and the curveball, his most effective pitches against these Giants. The cutter and the slider have been a little bit vulnerable, but the great thing about Yamamoto right now, any pitch, any count, any number of pitches whenever he needs them. So he can be a mystery tonight with you don't know what he's throwing, or he can dominate you with just a couple of pitches.
Yoshi was good as a rookie. He went 7-2 with a 3 ERA. He's been great in his second year, nearly unhittable lately though, with 3 consecutive 10 strikeout games. Dodgers with a 5-0 win over the Phillies yesterday. More dominant starting pitching. Snell, Ohtani, and Sheehan in that series against the Phillies. Just 1 run allowed on 3 hits over those 3 games. And with a 6-1 Padres loss to the Mets, the lead is 2.5. The magic number is 7. Dodgers won 2 of 3 against the Giants last weekend. 6 of 9 overall against San Francisco this year. 4 games head-to-head this weekend to wrap up the season series. And plenty at stake for both teams. Elliot Ramos to lead things off. Yamamoto winds and throws, and off we go with a fastball at 97, strike 1. The Giants were 0 for 6, 6 strikeouts against that good old-fashioned 4-seamer last weekend. Back-to-back heaters 0-2.
This is what you think about when you think about consequential games between these 2 arch rivals. The history of this rivalry, consequential game at the end of the season, both teams playing for something.
Everybody figured the Dodgers would be here playing meaningful games. If anything, maybe they figured they'd already have taken care of it at this point. I'm not sure anybody saw this coming, especially with how things were going mid-season for the Giants, but one of the best teams in the second half to make these interesting games down the stretch. Ramos checks, and it's 2-2. Yamamoto facing him for the 4th time this year. 2 dominant starts in San Francisco. Giants actually hit him hard when they faced him here in June. To short, and Betts on 1 bounce, 1 out.
Start the night for Yamamoto, and 0 for 1 for the Giants on the curveball. One of the top 3 pitches that he throws.
And so 1 for 17 against that curveball. Like the 4 games they've faced him this year. Well, the Giants started to heat up when Rafael Devers did, and as he goes, they go. You see what's happened lately. He's 5 for his last 40 as the Giants have fallen into a slump the last few days. You go up and down this lineup. I started to write in my notes for the day, and it was like, oh man, so Ramos is struggling leading off, and oh no, I guess it's the first 2 guys, and then you keep going and you keep going, and it is slumping hitter after slumping hitter. After they had won 13 of 16, they dropped 4 of 5 yesterday. They went 1 for their first 30 against Arizona. Brandon fought 9 scoreless innings. It wasn't until the 11th inning that the Giants scored, won the game 5-1. Yamamoto's 1-1 is on the hands and into shallow center. Mookie Betts busy for the first 2 outs of the night.
When the Giants went on their run and climbed into this wild card race, it was the offense that was carrying them. They were getting just enough pitching. Lately, the offense depleted, and also the starting pitching up until yesterday was really not very good at all. Verlander gave him a great outing yesterday, but before that, the rotation prior to him, the other 4 starts, wow, they were bad.
7 scoreless for Verlander yesterday, now with a 2.17 ERA since the All-Star break. Here's Willy Adames taking a fastball high.
I think with Verlander, it's, you know, you see the finish line and you're an older guy and wear and tear. You're not maintaining anything anymore or worried about the next start. It's just empty the tank, and he has been and throwing the ball well.
Wants to keep pitching and has made a great case for himself to do that if that's his wish.
As a long-term veteran, you get the aches and pains. You know your team needs you out there. You're thinking about this start and the next start, but at the finish line, you're just thinking about 1 pitch at a time.
42 years of age and still plenty left in the tank. 2 balls, 1 strike on Adames, who in his first season with the Giants has hit 28 home runs. Got a chance here to have the first 30 home run season for a Giant since Barry Bonds, 2004. On this 2-1, he takes inside. One of those 28 home runs was against Yamamoto back in June when the Giants scored 5 against him here.
Yeah, it was an up fastball, and it was amazing. He kept it deep in this strike zone and had all that power to the opposite field.
Ooh, fastball was close, but didn't get the call there from Ryan Wills, the young plate umpire. And that's a 2-out walk, first base runner for the Giants.
Third baseman, number 26, Matt Chapman.
Edgy, but didn't get the call.
Same conversation for the guy coming up here that we had about Devers. Got red hot, so did the team, but has fallen off, and so have they. That's Matt Chapman, who's 0 for his last 15.
There's enough games left for these Giants to climb into it and end up in the playoffs. This is significant games for them every single night.
Chapman on 1-0. Takes ball 2.
Magic number for the Dodgers as far as making the playoffs, and the playoffs only is just 2. So they can erase one of those with a win tonight.
And as we talked about, as that Phillies series went on and the 2 seeds started to get smaller and smaller in your rear view, really, once you clinch getting into the playoffs, you're splitting hairs trying to figure out which seed you want to be. Of course, you want to win the division and get the 3 seed, but you can make an argument with the bracket how it is right now. You don't necessarily want that because it would put you on the same side of the bracket as the Phillies, who I think are the team that you probably most want to avoid, as good as the Brewers have been. Back-to-back 2-out walks.
Only 6 of 17 strikes for Yamamoto as we take a look at the bracket right now, where the Dodgers lie, playing the Mets if it all ended today. And you'll even hear Dave Roberts in his post-game and pre-game quotes start talking about 13 wins in October, not 11.
And you can see there where the Padres are, which is where the Dodgers would be if the Padres were to win the division. That is as a road team at Wrigley Field. But again, the same 3-game coin flip that any series is going to be anywhere. 2 on, 2 out for the rookie Bryce Eldridge. Tall drink of water right here. 6'7", 20 years of age, called up this week. Far from a finished product, but Dom Smith gets hurt. The Giants not messing around, needing every game that they can get, and so they go to the top hitting prospect they've had in years. He's 0 for his first 6. Drew a big walk yesterday during extra innings. Would not be here without the injury and without the late push from the Giants, but they're going to see what they have here a little earlier than they thought and give him a taste before he likely breaks camp with the team next year. Yamamoto's 0-2, taken low. So he's the youngest Giants position player in 46 or 44 years, back to 1981. Jeff Ransom, a catcher who played 25 games over 3 years. Damas at second, Chapman at first, a fly ball foul.
Well, the youngster's getting the kitchen sink. He's throwing the split, the curve ball, and tried to finish him right there with the high fastball. Did a nice job fouling that off after getting slowed down.
After a couple quick outs, Giants forcing Yamamoto to throw more than 20 pitches in this first inning. Another 1-2 is a splitter that's fouled off.
Dodgers been getting a lot of length from their starters. 6, 7 innings, 7 innings a majority of the time. If you can up the pitch count and just eliminate 1 inning from a Dodger starter, that's a leg up for the opponent. The most inconsistent part of the ball club right now is the bullpen. So the Dodger starters are the foundational piece now that makes it easier for the bullpen. But when the pitch counts at 23 in the first inning, you're hoping that all of a sudden you can get that under control in the next few innings.
Deuce is wild in the first. A 2-2 to Eldridge is lifted down the left field line. Conforto and Muncy watch this become a souvenir. So if you're the Giants, you forced Yamamoto to throw here essentially a quarter of his total for the night in the first inning. Even if you don't break through, damage done.
If you're going to knock a starter out or get him out of a game early, game one of a series is the key to you building that equity by getting to see their bullpen and make them work.
Eighth pitch is a curve to finish off Eldridge and get out of this inning unscathed. He issues 2 walks, but no damage to the bottom of the first. Welcome back to LA. If Yamamoto and the Dodgers get 7 strikeouts in this game, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA Jack in the Box restaurants. Couple walks in the first inning, but Yamamoto pitched around him, put up a 0. Casey Schmidt leads off the second and takes the ball inside. Schmidt hit a grand slam against Yamamoto back in June. 3 for 29 against the Dodgers. 2 of those 3 hits, grannies. Gonna need a new bat.
For pitchers, when a guy hits a couple of grand slams off you, it's really hard to erase those memories, but it does make every at bat in the future personal. Definitely when you're going over your scouting report and you're thinking about it, you're watching your video, you are studying this one intensely.
With a new piece of lumber, Schmidt's back in there, ready for this 1-1 pitch from Yamamoto. Dances inside for ball 2. The Giants have been very patient so far in this game, swinging at just 10 of his first 28 pitches, so that's a little over 30%. They were almost 60% when they faced him last weekend. When we talk about facing a lineup again, you think about what's the pitcher's approach going to be, but you can alter your approach as a lineup too.
Yeah, you can, and usually a pitcher philosophy will be, I'm not changing until they force me to. Giants might be pushing him that way. Hitters are going to come more or less with the same talent a week later, 6 days later, but pitchers can come with different stuff, and I don't mean just pitch selection, just how they feel that day. Where's the velocity, where's the spin rate, how's the break on stuff, what's the feel. If you have a cold day, you got a warm day, humidity, no humidity, one ballpark from the next. So the hitters are usually the ones making the adjustment, especially when the pitcher had a good outing.
Another 2-2 from Yamamoto. It's a fastball that misses inside and the count goes full. Yeah, a lot of times you'll see the hitters talk to each other as they pass each other going back into the dugout, and so oftentimes that's what's being said. He's got good stuff today, or that fastball's live today. 3-2. Broke his bat. Man, he might not have any left by the time the night's over. Muncy to get Schmidt.
First game of the series. They might be calling back to San Francisco to get some send here. They travel with about a good dozen, some hitters 2 dozen. No charge for extra baggage in the team planes.
Jung-Hoo Lee with 1 gone here in the second. Lee trying to snap an 0 for 17. He's looking for his first hit since last week Tuesday. Caught the corner there, 1-1. Lee is, of course, from South Korea, but was actually born in Japan. His dad was playing over there. Korean baseball legend, his father. Knuckling line drive, caught at second by Miguel Rojas.
Catcher number 14, Patrick Bailey.
See if Yamamoto can start this count off a little bit better. Only 2 for 7 with first pitch strikes.
Patrick Bailey, the hero of the Giants win last weekend with his walk-off grand slam. Hitting .300 in this month of September. He's got 6 home runs on the year. 4 of those 6 home runs have come this month. And so a lot of the guys in the lineup are headed the other way. He's started to swing a hotter bat. Ball and a strike. Here is that grand slam against Scott. And he knew it. Pulled the Giants to within a half game of a playoff spot. This is their 13th win out of their last 17 games, but lost 4 in a row after that. Patient approach continues. Ball 2.
And it's not like the spray pattern is that far off. A lot of these pitches should be getting chased, but they've been very disciplined.
And there with a curve. And now a 2-2. Another curve that smacked through the left side. They had him shifted around to pull, and so what normally would have been right at the shortstop found a hole.
Curveball for a strike, and then the curveball that is altitude right there. So he's slowed down, but the off speed on the second curveball is not going to get you, especially that height. And yeah, there it is. The old traditional shortstop, but the data had Mookie in a different place.
First hit of the game for either side. Keeps the inning going for the 9-hitter Drew Gilbert. Ball 1 on a curve. 24 years old, Drew Gilbert. He was in the Mets organization as recently as July. Got him at the deadline in the Rogers deal. And he was in the major leagues with the Giants a week later. He's been awesome defensively. Still trying to get the bat going. That's a pretty good deadline deal, though. You're a seller. You send a reliever to a team. You get back 3 players, a major league reliever and a position player who's in there trying to impact your race a week later. But Buster Posey, very aggressive in his first year running baseball operations. No bigger trade this summer than the Devers deal. Three and 1.
Around the Giants, even when they were struggling, management, front office, the announcers, the team, they were still very much with Buster and understanding the culture he was trying to create. And all of a sudden they started to produce.
Yamamoto's 3-1 is a fastball that catches the inside corner.
A lot of borderline pitches so far from both starters. Some end up balls, some end up strikes, some end up look like the right call, some look like the wrong call.
Some get pulled back over the middle there by Benny Biceps. Giants trying to string something together with 2 outs. They had the back-to-back 2-out walks in the first inning, stranded a pair. 2-out single here from Bailey, and now Gilbert pops it up. Muncy is there. No score. Middle 2. May 25th, 2008. Clayton Kershaw's major league debut against the St. Louis Cardinals. 7 Ks over 6 innings. Elliot Ramos, first pitch of the 3rd, rounds out to Miguel Rojas. And of course, he was a top prospect. But that means nothing until you get here and do it. So he makes his debut 2008. And as highly touted as he was, you never know how long it's going to go. But from 2008 to 2025, one organization, 18 years, one team. September 19th to be his last start at Dodger Stadium in the regular season. Ball 1 on Devers. And how emotional is it going to be in here tomorrow night for that?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I would encourage the Dodger fans to give him an ovation every time he walks off the mound. Not like it's his last inning, but like every inning is an inning of appreciation. Kershaw Appreciation Day.
Flail and a miss there, 1 and 2. I asked him today, is there any chance that you're going to be able to treat it like another start because he's better at that than anybody. He said, probably not. He said, at least the game matters and I can get caught up in that once the game gets going. But even Clayton, who is the best in the world at putting the blinders on, acknowledged that tomorrow's going to be different. Tomorrow's going to be special.
Yeah, I'm glad it's special in its regular season. It would be hard if it was special, and it still could be in the playoffs at home, where it's really special too. And then you really got to put the blinders on.
Going to need to ruin the spacing there between the 20 and the 24. Whew.
That's an interesting strike zone tonight. It's only been on the borderline. There really hasn't been any like, oh, this is for sure. Maybe this is the most for sure one that should have been a strike.
2-2 to Devers. Got him this time. The ball doesn't lie in this at bat. Yamamoto's got his second K.
Number 2, Willie Adames.
Yamamoto has built up so much respect now around the league. They have a lot of anxiety facing him, and they have no idea what's coming.
Strike on Adames.
Sorry, Joe. He's one of those guys that it's like, you know, you step into the box and you're still kind of lost. You better zero in on what half of the plate you're looking for or what height you're looking for.
Chopper to third. 1-2-3 in the third. Yamamoto about 24 pitches per inning. The first two, just 9 in the 1-2-3 third. Inside to Matt Chapman. Walked his first time. Giants threatened in the first inning with a pair of 2-out walks, but did not score. Holy cow.
Yeah, that'll hurt, especially when you're struggling yourself to get the swing and miss, to keep the pitch count down, and all of a sudden you're just not getting that zone. And his four-seam fastball at that level is a foundational pitch.
Biggest difference from year 1 to year 2. 266 as a rookie against that fastball, 189 this year, with the second lowest slugging against of any fastball in the majors. We talk all about the wide mix and how you don't know what's coming, but it goes back to that four seam. It's been so good this year.
Anybody who throws a splitter like he does, and as often as he does, the hitters are thinking when it's high, let it fly. When it's low, let it go. Well, if they let it fly when it's high and it's a four-seamer, he's been beating it with it. And he gets a lot of blink-through called strikes on four-seamers up where they think all of a sudden, oh, that can't be one I want.
Walks Chapman for the second time, leadoff man aboard, and we get a word from Kia.
The Kia K4 and K5.
So 3 walks already for Yamamoto. He walked 3 total his last 3 games. Fastball gets the call there at the bottom of the zone on Bryce Eldridge. He's saying, look, man, I'm 6'7". Those are my ankles. Splitter. 0-2.
From the minor leagues to the big leagues and then face somebody like Yamamoto is a big jump. I think that most of the guys in the minor leagues that you face are not even close to being big leaguers or right on the edge, and then you face one of the best elite big leaguers.
And goes down on strikes. 3 consecutive splitters to finish him off.
Probably the most experiential part about the growth of becoming a big leaguer from a minor leaguer is seeing big league pitching as a hitter.
Third K, 4 more for Jumbo Jacks. 1-on-1 out here in the 4th inning, and Casey Schmidt comes up. Yamamoto's 7-2 with a 3 ERA as a rookie. Good. 11-8 with a 2.61 here in year 2. That's the 3rd best ERA in the National League, and it's the 3rd best ERA for a Japanese-born pitcher in the majors ever. Ohtani had a 2.33 in 2022 at the Angels. Nomo as a rookie had a 2.54, and then it's Yamamoto 2.61. Is 1-1 to Schmidt.
Good stuff, sharp stuff, and you can just see that the Giants are not biting when he starts on a corner, ends up a ball. Needs to start a little bit more in the middle of the plate, end up on the corner. They are forcing him to do that.
Two balls and a strike on Schmidt. There goes Chapman from first. Throw from Rortvedt is right there. Tagged down. He's out. Ben Rortvedt putting his stamp all over this game and continuing to make an impression on his new team.
Well done behind the plate. Well done out there at second for Miggy on the tag. Strong throw, one bounce, get it in the leather, put it down, and he is out. Tag on the shoulder before the hand gets to the bag.
They asked Dave Roberts what kind of impression he's made on him, and Dave used the words "over the moon" about the way Ben Rortvedt has played since coming here. Under the radar deal on deadline day. Bases wiped clean. 2 out as the 3-1 comes home from Yamamoto to Schmidt. Fastball, 98 speeds by him. Fastest one of the night. And a good sign for Yamamoto as he gets deep into his 2nd season. Way more innings than last year, but fastball that's been 94, 95 for a lot of the years, been 96 to 98 lately. Here's his payoff. Misses with it. Yeah, and it's his 4th walk.
Nice to see the swing and miss on the fastball. Most of them tonight have been on the splitter. You start to get a combination of pitches that they respect in the strike zone. That would be a good thing. 71 pitches, probably about, what, 29 more? Need to get a few more outs to help that bullpen and their workload.
Extended Lee's hitless drought to 0 for 18 with the line drive to second. Back in the second. A couple guys that debuted last year. Yamamoto had the break midseason because of the injury. Lee had his season come to an end when he crashed into a wall and dislocated his shoulder a month in. And so it's almost like he's had to have 2 rookie seasons. Starting from scratch again in year 2 of his 6-year contract. Wave and a miss at a looping curve, and it's 0-2. Schmidt the runner at first. 2 gone in the 4th. The 1-2 pitch. Got him. Splitter fell off of the table for strike 3. 4th strikeout of the game. Got some help in this inning from Ben Rortvedt, who got some love from his skipper. No runs on 1 hit on both sides. Logan Webb and Yoshinobu Yamamoto on to the 5th in a pitcher's duel. Patrick Bailey leads off against Yamamoto. It's the lone hit of the game for the Giants. Smacked a single through the left side in the 2nd. Yamamoto gets strike 1, which has been tougher for him tonight than it usually is.
He's got the splitter working now. He started out 2 for 8 as far as strikes with the splitter, but the last 8, 7 for 8 for strikes.
That splitter of his, as he's gone crazy these last 3 games. Opponents are 1 for 21 against. 3 consecutive 10 strikeout performances. Here he comes with an 0-2. Ball 1.
The ace announces his retirement, and the 2 aces, the Giants and the Dodgers, are going at it, doing their thing.
There is the splitter. It'll stay foul. Dave Roberts is talking about the 3 components of the team today: rotation, offense, bullpen. Said the rotation is the best that he's had in his decade here as the manager. He said the offense, he thinks, is in as good of a place as it's been maybe since June, this last week or so. And then there's the bullpen, trying to build off of what they did last night. A couple uneventful innings with Vesia and Scott. And with this rotation, something. 1.71 ERA the last 11 games coming in tonight. And now 4 more zeros put up there by tonight's starter. 8-9-1 for the Giants in this 5th. A 2-2 to Patrick Bailey. Is a fastball, and like a house by the side of the road, he takes it. Strike 3.
Yep, the blink through fastball, because they are so wary of the splitter. It maintains its altitude and locks you up.
Not a fun staff to come face if you're a struggling offense, and the Giants are that. They've scored in 1 of their last 21 innings. Just that 11th inning yesterday. Wicked rip and a miss from Drew Gilbert. 9-hitter swinging like he's cleanup man, trying to hit it a mile.
92-mile-an-hour splitter that he tried to catch up to. Now, you talked about Yamamoto's fastball velocity being up. His splitter velocity is up.
Punch to third. Gilbert not even run out of the box. He's asking for catcher's interference. And did he give it to him?
Nothing yet.
I don't think there was.
I don't think there was either.
It's a bad look. Just plead your case, but if there's any chance that it wasn't, get down there.
I don't see a thing.
All right, so got to pretty much take afternoon fielding practice there for Max Muncy. 2 up and 2 down in the 5th inning. Back to the top, and Elliot Ramos took a little bit low, 1-0. Ramos 0 for 2 today. Below 100 his last 11 games. .97 with life.
And he is behind that baseball. You know, he's not falling off to first. He is leveraging that ball through the catcher.
That was the sinker. It breaks one out of the other direction.
This is an impressive stretch that he is on. Peaking at the right time.
This time last year, he was just trying to prove that he was good enough to start a postseason game. He's pretty much all they had, along with Jack Flaherty. Different story in year 2 for him and for this entire starting staff. His 3-2 to Ramos. Backs up for ball 4. That's the 5th walk.
It has been odd for him to be walking this many guys with as good a stuff as it's been, but it also has been a little bit of the equation with the Giants being so disciplined tonight. not wanting to swing the bat against his great stuff.
Ramos at first, 2 out. Devers. Devers 0 for 2. Dodgers have done a good job on Rafael Devers since he came over from Boston. He's 1 for 21 against LA. On this 1-0, he fouls it into the glove. Ball and a strike.
When you've got such outstanding off-speed stuff in the splitter, you get away with that fastball right down the middle. If you don't have 5 pitches in control of all 5, you don't get away with that fastball there.
Conservative lead at first for Ramos as the pitch comes home, and Devers fouls it off. Again, it's over the heart of the plate.
When you're in between on a fastball, a lot of times it is just a foul ball. You can see more often than not when it's an off-speed pitch that puts a hitter in between. But the fastball is more of just a foul ball, and they're like, oh, I shouldn't have missed it.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Devers. Ramos at first after the 2-out walk. The pitch. Got him to chase a splitter for strike 3. He's pitched around the 5 walks. Put up 5 more zeros. Halfway home, 0-0. Yamamoto putting together an historically good stretch here. His last 3 starts, 20 2/3, 3 hits.
Tonight, they're not getting any runs off him. They're not even putting anybody in scoring position. Just one has been there.
We mentioned Dylan Cease's stretch last year of 3 consecutive dominant starts. That is the only time in the last 125 years that a guy has made 3 consecutive starts of 6+ innings, 0 or 1 run, and only 1 hit. Yeah, that's what Yamamoto's looking at here as he starts the 6th inning. We'll see with the pitch count being where it is if he can finish 6 as he faces the heart of the order here. Adames, Chapman, and Bryce Eldridge. His 2-0 is outside ball 3. Jack Dreyer has started to loosen. As he saw last night, Dave Roberts willing to get all he can out of his starters. Blake Snell fighting to stay in the game and go 7. Take as much load as they can off of the pen.
What Blake did in talking himself to stay in the game really sends a great vibe through the clubhouse, a great vibe and motivational factor for the other starters and the guys in the bullpen. It's that example, a living, breathing example of leadership. It can look like a little insubordination, but the managers and the pitching coach, they love to see that fire and that pushback.
Speaking of fire, how about 99th pitch of the night, 98 miles per hour from Yamamoto. Got the call, a couple inches off of the inside corner, and comes home with a payoff pitch. Six Ks, quite as overwhelming with the strikeout stuff after the 3 consecutive 10K games.
The splitter has been the pitch, and especially gets the swing and miss when he starts it on the plate. The one on the corner to lefties and then wide they haven't been offering at.
That said, it's a 6th walk, career high. First Dodger to walk 6 batters in a game since April of last year.
Well, Dave Roberts is not even moving from his perch, so you know the leash is a little bit longer. It wasn't like send him out there, and if he has a clean inning, we'll leave him out there. But if he doesn't, I'm going to pull him. He's letting him pitch.
Chapman, who's walked both times himself. This is part of the order right here. Adames and Chapman, 5 times up there, have walked in 4 of them. And for Yamamoto, that's got to be really frustrating against Chapman in particular, because Chapman hadn't done a thing against him. 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts head to head. Traffic in all but the 3rd that he's been able to pitch around. There's 0-1. It's by him. Strike 2.
Well, we know he can be a strikeout machine. We also know he can be a ground ball machine. It'd be nice to get 2 outs with 1 pitch.
Little high.
If we go splitter, get ready left side of the infield, Max and Mookie.
Went curve. Another 1-2 pitch after a toss over there to first. This is something Yamamoto, partway through his career in Japan, spent an entire offseason working on getting better at, controlling the running game, being faster to home, improving his moves. Thomas taking a good lead here. He runs. Throw from Rortvedt is under the glove of Rojas. Is going to be close if he caught it.
Rortvedt didn't go with the full stride. He knew he had a good jump over there, and the only way to get him is from his knees, and that's where this throw is, from the knees. And Miggy trying to hold it right where the slide's going to be, not really trying to pick it and move the glove away from that area. You can see he didn't move to the ball. He kind of left it where he had an opportunity. Fortunately, he didn't move up to third.
Runner in scoring position here, nobody out, and a pop fly foul. First runner in scoring position for the Giants since the first inning of this game, when he issued the back-to-back walks to this part of the order. Dodgers haven't had one yet. Another 2-2 from Yamamoto to Chapman. Struck him out with a hammer of a curveball. That'll be it for Yamamoto. 108 pitches, 4 shy of his major league high. And it's a career high 6 walks, but to this point, no blemishes. Found a way tonight, put up zeros, and the bullpen will try and keep it right there. On a night where he lacked his normal command, Yamamoto is still able to get 7 Ks, and with that, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA area restaurants. 5 1/3, just 1 hit, 7 Ks, career high 6 walks, and it's going to be up to the bullpen to keep the line right there.